When it comes to deer nutrition, we depend on a 365-day-a-year system. That's why we rely on Big Time.
Damn! All right. She thinks my tractor's sexy. Oh boy. All right. Let's not mess this up. Everybody's watching. Yeah!
Pardon me in my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. New York, London to Japan. I'ma show the whole world who I am. Boom.
The Raven Project is brought to you by Big Time. Attract, develop, grow.
That means what I think it means. We're in trouble.
Case IH. Rethink productivity.
Dear Lord in heaven.
Hawk Optics. Vision accomplished.
Hey, what a sham hill.
Deer Grow. Better food plots, bigger deer. Scentlock. The most effective whitetail gear ever made.
Better find myself some camouflage.
We have got a giant list of to-dos on the Raven, or for the Raven. I leave September the 1st to start my fall for headhunters, but there is a laundry list of stuff that's still yet to be done on the Raven. We've got plots to put in, we've got to get trail cameras ready, we got to get tree stands hung, we got to get access trails cut, blinds up. I mean, the list literally goes on and on. My brother's got a list, and this thing is long. And I know it is gonna be a long weekend. I guarantee you my name's on about 90% on that list.
Randy may have a big list, but I got a list of my own. You know, he's gonna be running around like crazy. I gotta make sure our equipment don't fail, and I gotta make sure nobody dies. I pretty much gotta babysit.
If you could crawl into my mind, you would know how dang stressed I am about all of this, because this stuff has gotta be done, because I know 100% whenever I get on the road, there ain't nothing gonna get done.
I mean, you should see Randy. The boy is stressed out.
Well, guess what? They have been drying for a year, you idiot.
It looks like he's aged 5 years in the last 30 minutes.
Just gonna have to power through it.
Ow, what the
My brother is about as stressed as I've ever seen him right now. And man, he's looking rough. He always looks a little rough, but he's looking real rough. This is just probably gonna be an all-out show, I'll be honest with you. The list of things that we got on the Raven is in the back of my mind. We're scrambling, but first things first, I just got a phone call from a deal that I can't pass up. We're about to make or at least try to make a deal. We're trying to upgrade the camp at the Raven. They got a little building out here as a repo. We're gonna see what they'll take on it today. Last year at the Raven, I couldn't have handled a single more day of griping and whining from Hosey about the rat shack, about how hot he was, how the camper was full of wasps. I mean, it was one thing after the other why this place wasn't good enough for him. I'm going out of my way this year. I want to have him a Taj Mahal that we're going to call the Rut Hut, and I am pumped to get this thing on the Raven. Dude, somebody done had a freaking banger up in this thing, or a hobo's been living in here, one, two. All there is freaking beer cans, liquor bottles, and cigarette packages. There is a sweet freaking recliner. I wonder if that thing goes with it. Dude, there's a cowboy hat and one glove up there. There's a cowboy hat up there. I bet some old boy said, you know what, I'm done with it. Dude, they come and bought this thing, pulled it off the lot, threw one hellacious party in here, and then it's like, all right, come and get it. We done with it. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, you?
I'm doing pretty good. I think we want to make an offer on this old rascal right here. Is he pretty easy to get a hold of, your guy, so you can see what he do? Yeah. Okay. Well, see what he thinks about 9,000 straight cash.
I wouldn't even call him for that.
Oh, Carl, he done threw a monkey wrench in our plans. I come up in there and thought I was about to score a deal, but oh dang, Carl he's a straight up hard ass.
Here's the deal. I've had more response off this one building
I've had in a month.
Carl, I feel like you worked us today.
I feel like you Houdini us.
Did you Houdini us? Everybody out there has got their poker face to a certain extent, but also on the flip side of that, everybody's got that little tick that whenever they get excited, they get to going. And for Carl, it was that tongue, boy. When he saw that cash and he thought he was about to seal that deal, he had that old tongue going in over speed. Sling Blade Carl, he's got the fastest tongue in the South. He might not be no gunslinger, but I promise you, he's a tongue slinger. Once I seen that tongue, I knew I had him. Let's do a deal, Carl. Hey, we got a deal, don't we? Dang right. Man, I tell you what, old Carl, he loves that money. You see the way he was licking them? I seen it. Well, what we were afraid of, unfortunately, looks like it's happening. We were afraid that we've been hearing reports of people having army worms like crazy, but we were afraid that the army worms might have been in here, and just what we thought. We come in here and this, I mean, you can just see there's parts of it that looks pretty good, and there's other parts it's just bare dirt, and they've just ate it down to the dang dirt. I don't know, finding a bunch of holes in our stuff and finding some worms and stuff, so I don't know, it's not looking good. It's frustrating. It don't matter what part of the country you're in, something is always out to get a food plot. Everybody across our whole area have been reporting back that army worms are just smoking their fields, smoking their pastures. And sure enough, we get out, we find army worms, they're already starting to hit our food plots. I freaking hate those things. You can spend a month out here working on food plots and they eat it all in a day and a half, and it's wasted. We're spraying a chemical called Besiege for these army worms, and I'm telling you, man, they're as bad as the freaking Taliban on food plots. These suckers come in here and they'll literally turn a lush, green, healthy food plot into dirt within a couple days. And they've already started working on a couple of them on this farm, so we're putting it down at about 8 ounces per acre, and we're about to nuke them little suckers out of here, because if we don't, I mean, the input costs on these food plots, by the time you get fertilizer, you get seed, you do all the work, your diesel, I mean, you got a lot of money in these things for these little suckers to come in here and just wipe them out, so we're about to light them up here in a second. It just crushed me and stressed me out to the limit, because this is one of our go-to spots on this farm, one of Hosey's favorite spots to hunt. He killed an absolute giant in this same food plot last year.
Kicking off a cool hunt this afternoon. It's been an incredible week so far out here in Missouri at Birdsong's place. His family, they were blessed enough to buy their own piece of property, the Raven Ranch, this year. And we've been spending deer camp out in the woods, out at the Rat Shack, and it's been an experience. Scooby shot a great buck, Birdsong shot a great buck, and it's just been an incredible week. And we are thankful and proud to be here. Last few nights we've hunted this stand, and we've seen a lot of deer, a bunch of does and small bucks, just nothing big yet. So tonight we've got high pressure, wind out of the north. All things considered, we should burn powder. Feeling good about it. Let's get them.
Okay.
All right. I got a couple deer moving out in the plot right now. Starting to get on their feet. Couple turkeys down there to the right. Comes a doe right here to the right. Big buck behind her, shooter. Shooter coming behind her. From the right. You see him? I think it's that 10. You see him?
Map. 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 Map.
Drake man! Birdman! I mean, what just happened? I think that's the Big Ten, isn't it?
That's the Big Ten.
It's the Big Ten, boys! We did it! We stinking did it! We said tonight was the night. I looked over to the right, there's a doe coming down. I couldn't get him stopped. I kept trying to stop him, Dude, I couldn't get my thing turned, and then I was about to have to move it out of that window. And he was facing at me, but he was just enough, and Whatever deer it is what it is. I'm pumped up. Bird could give me a lashing out back if need be, but he's a dang good deer. It's him. I cannot thank my man, Randy Birdsong, enough. You talk about being unselfish. He works all year long out on these farms and is kind enough to invite us all out. He's been helping everybody all week long, has kept the energy right in camp the whole time, told us tonight is the night. And sure enough, we got out here and this absolute tank of a Missouri 10-pointer stepped out and ended up in the sights. I love you, man. I'm proud to be a part of this team. I appreciate you, Scoob and Drake, for being a part of this hunt today. Thank you to Cody and Travis and all of your family who makes this hunting camp incredible for all of us to come out here and enjoy it. I'm so thankful. Time to get them tagged. And we're going back to the ranch shack to celebrate the night. What a deer.
The Raven Project is brought to you by Grizzly Coolers. Adventure guaranteed for a lifetime.
Precisely.
Hooeyman. Your land, your legacy.
We're not out of the woods yet, son.
Hunt Stand. Hunt like a pro. Baker Implement. Trusted equipment of the Raven Project.
This is one of the brand new bog blinds that they come out with this year. This is the square type that's a setting blind, but man, the access and the door zippers, I mean, they literally thought out everything on this blind for the hunter. And we come in here the other day, we built these platforms, come in here and stuck this up on a little plot we call Little Kansas. There's no tree stand trees, so we put a platform here. Gonna stick a ground blind up. We had one on the ground right here last year, but wanted to get elevated a little bit so we could see all the way down to the other end. And as soon as we get this up, I brought the bush hog in. I'm gonna back it up right to the back of the blind platform, and I'm literally gonna just snake out a walking trail all the way back to where we cut the limbs at. Man, access is probably one of the most overlooked aspects of a successful hunt that there is. You know, we got a little plot down in the bottom. We call it Little Kansas because there's a lot of cedar trees around there. It just, when you walk in there, it kind of reminds you of what Kansas looks like. And we've had it for a couple years down there, but we didn't have the access right. And honestly, we didn't have the food plot set up right. So this year we went in, we brought the bush hog in, we started at the blind and we cut and kind of snaked out a trail all the way out to our parking spot so we could slip in there, slip right into the back door of the blind, and then at night get out of the blind and go right back out undetected. And this was a plot, honestly, that was very underutilized last year just because of the fact that we didn't have the right access and really we didn't have it set up right. The only time that it got utilized last year is Cody brought home some bacon out of Little Kansas. You need to stop stressing about these food plots and stop wearing these shirts and make them look like a walking salami sandwich. I actually am worried about him. Look at him. He looks like I got a Leonard Skinner band right now.
Man, if you just look at him right now, I feel like he's just trying to contemplate life.
Looks like a deranged old man.
He's like a 3-meat pizza.
I had a good hunting DVD on in there for about an hour. I got it all queued up. Nobody showed up to the party.
We're contemplating life.
We were talking
Well, I hope y'all get it figured out. I'm going to bed.
We're talking about how we didn't film nothing.
I had to work today.
Man, he does look rough.
Dude,
He's
he
been
looks-
living off the land for about 2 months.
Every bit of 47 years old.
Yeah. You should just look at. No.
Oh, God.
Boys, I've been working hard on this. See how I was picking up those rocks today?
Yeah.
If I wake up and I come out here at 6 and nobody's up, all hell's breaking loose in that cabin in the morning.
You look like Ozzy Osbourne after about 2 tours.
Hey, hell with all of you.
Like an old bear, we put the feet up like that.